Be me, 19, poli-sci sophomore. Midterms just ended, brain fried from blue books and caffeine. Dorm mirror smeared with fingerprints, curling iron buzzing like a warning. Pizza box open on the desk, one last slice hard as cardboard. Beer money folded in my back pocket, my version of being prepared, because tonight's the first real party night after exams. I'm already picturing the relief, the attention, the chase. Roommate perched on her bed, phone in hand, half listening. I say what I always say, casual but sharp. Guys don't chase anymore. They're supposed to come after us. But now, they're just lazy. She finally looks up, smirks. Please. You'll have them lining up tonight, watch I grin into the mirror, twist a curl like I'm winding up my confidence, ego inflating, already imagining it, the orbit around me, the stairs, the proof. But for half a second her smile falters, just enough to catch my eye. Then she doubles down, voice bright. Seriously, you'll be beating them off with a stick. I laugh, brush off that flicker, pride swallowing it whole. Pride always says I know the rules. Heels clicking down the hallway, dorm buzzing with everyone heading out, her arm linked in mine as we walk toward the glow of the house party. Flyer taped crooked on the wall, bass already thudding through the siding. Floor sticky near the keg, smell of cheap beer mixing with perfume and sweat. I lean down, smug, whisper into her ear. Told you. They're watching. Waiting. She smiles back, but her eyes are scanning the room, not me. 15 minutes slide by, then 30. I circle the room, solo cup in hand, waiting for the pull, the chase. Guys glance, but only for half seconds, then turn back to their game at the beer pong table. Their laughter forms a wall I can't walk through. My roommate drifts away to talk to someone else. I hover near the snack table, sharp-tongued thoughts already warming my throat. That's when I hear it. Two dudes by the chips, voices low but slicing clear. Isn't that the one who dragged Ethan for harassment? The other doesn't hesitate, just spits it out. Yeah. Ruined him over nothing. My shoulders tense, heat rising quick. I've always had a sharp trigger. I want to turn, correct them, explain the whole story. How Ethan wasn't harmless, how he pushed too far, but my tongue stays pressed to the roof of my mouth. Whatever. We're not going there tonight. I force a smirk instead, pretend it's jealousy, background noise. Pride insists. They're watching me. They're waiting for the right move, but the whisper sticks, heavy in my pocket like a folded receipt. The longer I stay, the harder it presses. Bathroom light buzzing overhead, one bulb flickering like it's sick of holding on. Paper towels spilling over the bin, smell of beer and perfume clinging to the air. I shut the door harder than I meant to, words spilling out, sharp. Seriously? Not one guy? What happened to men chasing women? Roommate sets her makeup bag on the sink, pulls out lipstick with calm hands. Or maybe, she says quiet, they don't want the risk. I frown. Ask what risk? She meets my eyes in the mirror, steady, not cruel. Ethan. Everyone remembers. Guys still bring it up. The name lands heavy, like it's stamped across my forehead. I force a laugh, wave my hand. Oh please, that was justified. He crossed the line. She doesn't argue, just keeps applying lipstick slow, precise. The silence feels worse than a fight. I lean on the counter, eyes flicking up to the mirror. For a second I see it, not the confident girl from my dorm mirror, but someone standing alone with a smudged curl and a solo cup that no one touched. I blink it away, fast, pride stitching over the crack. Men are weak, men can't handle strong women, that's all this is. Roommate caps her lipstick, slips it back in her bag. Before leaving she adds, almost offhand, your brother's friends are here too. Just be ready. Then she opens the door, bass flooding back in, leaving me staring at my reflection, stomach sinking harder than the cup in my hand. This isn't the first time this has happened recently. Flash of last week, career night in the student center, rows of booths, name tags sticking to blazers, free pens lined up like bait. I hovered near a fintech table, two guys behind me whispering, "No one-on-one," one muttered. "Always stick to the buddy system." The other nodded. "Group questions only." No DMs, screenshots end careers. When the recruiter offered coffee chats, they didn't budge until 3 more students joined. Their questions were safe, rehearsed, no banter, no personality. When she repeated the invite, they said together, "Group meet or Zoom with someone CC'd." She blinked once, then nodded like she'd heard it all semester. Later at the water cooler, I caught them scrolling a notes app checklist. No late night texts, CC a woman on invites, don't compliment clothes, summarize decisions in group chat. One guy noticed me looking, shrugged, not hostile, just tired. It's not you, he said. It's the game. Nobody wants to be the headline, back to tonight. Party bass pounding through the drywall, me stitching my pride back together like nothing's wrong. Brush it off? Whatever. Tonight will be a good night. Just need to find some hot guys that'll hit on me. Back near the keg, foam dripping down the spout, puddle of beer sticky under my shoes. Pretending to scroll my phone, my cup trembling just enough to notice. That's when I see them. My brother's friend and his roommate, both leaning against the wall, laughing low, cups in hand. I freeze before they notice, step back just far enough to blend into the corner. Then I hear it. My name sliding sharp out of their mouths like a blade. Again. Nah, don't even risk it. Remember Ethan last semester? All he did was ask her to study, and she slapped him with harassment. The other shakes his head, tone flat like a verdict. Yeah. Almost lost his scholarship over that. One word from her, and you're finished. Not worth it. Then he adds, quieter, like it stings even to admit. Look at her. All that effort to dress up, but nobody's touching it. You can't risk it, not for a girl like that. Not anymore. I want to laugh, roll my eyes, throw some line about them being intimidated, but the words sink in heavier than the bass in the walls. Undesirable, not because I'm ugly, not because I'm boring. Undesirable because I'm branded, a walking liability. And maybe this is where I should come clean, right? Because it's not like I made it up. Not like I woke up one day thinking, how can I ruin Ethan's life? He was in my study group. Late nights in the library, highlighters scattered across the table, energy drinks buzzing through our veins. He'd check in on me if I missed a class, always offering to share notes. Once even brought me coffee during finals week, said he figured I hadn't slept. Never raised his voice, never crowded me. He was just there. Some girls might have loved that kind of attention, but me? I knew I could pull better if I wanted. Mirror doesn't lie, curves in the right places, face that cleans up fine with a little effort. So when Ethan hovered, acting like I was the prize he'd finally won, it didn't feel flattering. It felt insulting, like why waste my shine on him? Was it a crime? Number. Was it creepy? Maybe not to anyone else. But to me, it sat heavy, like he must want something he wasn't saying out loud. And the more he was nice, the more I convinced myself it was manipulation in disguise. So I did what we're told to do. I reported it before it could turn into anything worse. And once the gears started turning, there was no undoing it. Emails, hearings, advisors shifting in their seats, Ethan sitting across the table with his face pale. I told myself I wasn't wrong. I wasn't exaggerating. I was just early, proactive, careful. Better safe than sorry. Wasn't that the rule? But the looks I started getting in the hallway said otherwise. Friends who used to nod at me went quiet. His fraternity brothers muttered when I passed. One girl I barely knew stopped me outside class, hissed, "You just didn't like that he was ugly." I laughed it off then, but inside, I thought, was she wrong? Because looks do matter. Everyone knows that, even if they don't say it. Ethan wasn't tall, wasn't broad, didn't have that sharp jawline that makes girls lean in without thinking. His clothes sagged, his hair never sat right. If he'd walked in 6'2" with a square jaw and a little swagger, maybe I would have looked twice. Maybe the same lines would have sounded different. But he wasn't, and they didn't. So I treated it like danger instead of desire. So standing behind that keg now, hearing my brother's friends say, "Not worth it," I feel the blood drain from my face. I know exactly what line they mean. Mine, carved permanent. For a second, the thought slips in. Am I really just a warning sign now? I shove it down quick. No, I was right. Ethan crossed the line. I did what we're told to do. Pride snaps back, sharper than before. Men are cowards, men are jealous, that's all this is. But the echo hangs anyway, dull and heavy under the bass. Not worth it. The party's long over by the time I stagger back across campus, heels dangling from my hand, mascara smudged, head buzzing from cheap beer. Every step feels heavier, stomach sloshing with alcohol and humiliation. All I want is to collapse into bed, bury tonight under blackout sleep. But the parking lot spins me sideways, half dizzy, half angry. That's when I hear it, the faint clink of tools, a chain snapping into place. I squint through the lamplight, and there he is, my brother, crouched low beside his bike, under the lamplight, hands greasy, headphones in one ear, focused like the world isn't burning around me. I march over, heat still boiling under my skin. Do you know what your friend said about me tonight? My voice louder than I meant, sharp enough to make him look up. He pulls the headphone out, wipes his hand on a rag, calm as ever. Depends what they said. I throw it all out in a rush, half slurred, half snarled. They ruined my night. Talking trash about me like I'm some disease. You just let them? You're my brother. You were supposed to defend me. He doesn't snap back, doesn't even frown, just leans against the frame of the bike, arms crossed, voice steady. Defend you from what? From the truth. The words sting worse than if he'd yelled. I scoff, wave a hand, wobbling a little on bare feet. Truth? They dragged Ethan into it like he's some saint. You know what he was like. His jaw tightens, but his tone doesn't shift. What was he like? He asked you to study. He checked in when you missed class. He brought you coffee. That's it. That's what ruined his name. Do you know how insane that sounds to guys like us? I try to cut in. He made me uncomfortable, but he raises a hand, calm but final. Uncomfortable isn't a crime. You didn't like him, fine, ignore him. But you lit a match and called it fire. And now, every guy on campus sees you as gasoline. The words land heavy, like chains tightening around my chest. I want to yell, but my voice comes out thinner. So what? I'm supposed to let men bother me. Let them cross lines until it's too late? He shakes his head, grease still streaked on his palm. That's not what happened. Ethan didn't cross a line. You drew one so wide he couldn't breathe without tripping it. And now? Now guys look at that and think, why risk it? That's why they're done. Done chasing, done flirting, done even saying hi sometimes. Because if kindness can be twisted into harassment, what's left for us? I feel tears prick again, hot and unwelcome. I snap back anyway, desperate. You're exaggerating. Men aren't victims. You're just bitter. He exhales, long, tired, not even angry. You think this didn't touch me? You're my sister. Your name was in every whisper, every thread. Guys looked at me different because of you, like I had to carry your bad actions on my back just to keep walking. The words rip through me in a way I wasn't ready for. My mouth opens, but nothing comes. Inside, the questions start tumbling, jagged and sharp. Was Ethan really that dangerous? Or was I just insulted he wasn't my type? If it had been someone taller, hotter, would I have laughed instead of filed? Did I ruin him because I could? Because it made me feel powerful for once? I shake my head, forcing denial back in. You don't get it. You're siding with them. With men who just want to blame women for everything. He looks at me steady, no hesitation. I'm not siding with them. I'm telling you what they see, and right now, they see you as proof. Proof that one wrong move can wreck a guy's life. Proof that talking to the wrong girl isn't worth the risk. The silence stretches, only sound the faint tick of his bike chain settling into place. I wrap my arms around myself, shivering though the night's warm. My voice small now, almost cracking. So what? So what am I supposed to do? He wipes his hands on the rag, tosses it aside, meets my eyes for the first time, steady, unshaken. You start by apologizing to Ethan. Not because it'll fix everything, but because it's the only honest thing left you can do. I turn away, tears sliding faster now, pride battling in my throat. Part of me wants to scream he's wrong, that I'm still right. But the louder part knows he just pulled the last excuse out from under me. 2 days later, different building, different noise, campus gym humming, chalk dust floating in the racks. A 25-pound plate rolls off, clanks near my shoe. Guy across from me looks over, half raises a hand, like he'll help, opens his mouth, shuts it, pivots to the front desk instead. Comes back with the female attendant. She smiles. Hey, do you need a spot? He asked me to check. I look past her. He's 2 racks away now, pretending to tighten collars. The attendant lowers her voice, friendly, not snarky. We get this a lot now. Guys ask us to be the go-between. I wave it off, finish my set, pretend I'm not bothered. He re-racks silently, earbuds in like a shield. We leave at the same time. He holds the door with his elbow, not his hand. Like what even? Why don't they want to have anything to do with us anymore? Next day, brain foggy, but my thumb's restless. Open Ethan's name in messages, stare at the empty box, type, I'm sorry, delete, type, I misread things, I overreacted, I was scared, delete again. Finally force out, just, I'm sorry for what I did, send. Grey check, then blue. Seen. No reply. Refresh, close app, open again. Still seen. The silence louder than any insult. Days pass. Campus colder than winter. Study groups shrunk by half. Even the girls keep their distance. I start timing coffee runs to avoid eye contact. Finally decide to face it head on. Library, tutoring center, open door policy taped on the wall. Ethan's there, shuffling papers, hair longer than before, face harder. I step in, heart thudding. Ethan. He looks up, eyes steady but guarded, like a man standing behind glass. I swallow, push it out. I'm sorry. For all of it. I was wrong. He nods once, no anger, just exhaustion. I read your message. I wait, desperate for anything more. He finally says, "Do you know what it cost?" Voice quiet, not theatrical, but every word cutting. Scholarship froze. Internship pulled. My fraternity dropped me. My mom begged me to come home. Each line lands like a gavel. I flinch, try to fill the silence. I didn't mean for it to go that far. I thought I was protecting myself. He cuts in, voice sharp now. Do you know how terrifying it is for guys? One word, one report. Doesn't matter what's true. By the time the system clears you, you're already guilty everywhere else. He leans back, exhales through his nose. My friend in engineering? Kicked off campus for a semester after a girl said he stared too long in the lab. Came back, GPA, wrecked, job offer gone. His hands tighten around the binder. Another guy, athlete. Girl said he touched her arm when she tripped. Investigation cleared him, but the newspaper ran the headline first. He's not even in school anymore. His jaw tightens, eyes lock on mine. Do you get it? We live like every smile is a coin toss. We talk. We risk it. We don't. We're cowards. Either way, we lose. I bite my lip, force a comeback. But women live with risk too. Catcalls, creeps, men who don't stop. I was just being cautious. His laugh is short, bitter, not amused, cautious. You were cautious with my life. You weren't scared of me. You were insulted I wasn't the guy you wanted. My stomach drops, but I snap back, desperate. That's not fair. I felt uncomfortable. That matters. He leans forward, voice low, deliberate. Uncomfortable isn't a crime. You turned kindness into evidence. You ruined me because you could. I shake my head, eyes stinging, words tumbling fast. I didn't ruin you. The system did. I didn't write the policies. He cuts me off again, sharper. No. You pulled the trigger. The system was the bullet, sure, but you aimed it, and everyone else saw it happen. That's why no one touches you now. Not because you're ugly, not because you're weak, but because you're proof. Proof that risk isn't worth it. I open my mouth, but nothing fits. Excuses shrivel on my tongue, pride choking me in the silence. He gathers his papers, stands, shoulders squared like a man who's already lost too much to keep bending. Last thing he says before walking out the open door. Are men tired of women? Nope. We're just tired of being scared. The door creaks shut, leaving me staring at the empty chair.